We'll call the meeting to order for our Public Works meeting. If everybody would rise and say the pledge of allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing we would like to do is we would like to do some reordering here. Tim has a proclamation that he would like to read, and we would like to get that first.
All right. Well, first I'd like to ask the coaches to come up here. Thank you all for coming. You guys did a great job in bringing some visibility to the city of Centralia and the school district. So, the city of Centralia proclamation. Whereas Centralia High School cheerleading squad competed and placed first in the 2014 Missouri State High School cheerleading competition, beating 6 other teams in the Class II Small Division Championship Finals. And whereas the 2014 Centralia High School cheerleading squad has heightened the civic pride and community spirit, garnered favorable attention from regional and statewide news media, and has enhanced the reputation of the Centralia R6 school district. And whereas the cheerleaders and coaches of the Centralia High School cheerleading squad have demonstrated what heights can be achieved when great students and coaches work together toward the same goal. Now, therefore, it is the proclamation of the mayor of the city of Centralia, Missouri, that all citizens of Centralia and the Centralia R6 school district congratulate the 2014 Centralia cheerleading squad and their coaches for their successful 2014 state competition. Signed and sealed in my office this 3rd day of November, 2014.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all your efforts. If you could kind of let the council know who you are and have all your cheerleaders introduce themselves and tell us what their parents do, who their parents are, and what they do. That would be great.
Yes, absolutely. I'm Rebecca Croft, and not only am I the cheerleading coach, I teach 5th grade reading here in town. And I'm the head coach.
Terry Motley. I'm the school guidance secretary and the athletic director, secretary.
Yeah. Right. And then we also, I will say, we have another coach, Terry Kruger, who works at Hubble here in town. And she helps us out a lot too. And then we have 2 girls that weren't able to be here tonight, Savannah Taylor, and then Joy Monroe. But I'll let the other girls introduce themselves and tell you who their parents are.
All right.
Hope, starting with you.
Okay, I'm Hope, and this is my parents, Lauren and Schultz, and
That's great.
That's fine. Thank you.
My name is Alex Hayner, and my parents are Amanda Nickel and James Bradley.
I'm Lauren Million, my parents are Paul and Gary Million.
My name is Erica Arns, and my parents are John Arns and Roberta Moore.
My name is Mary Motley, and my parents are Tim and Terry Motley.
My name is Becca Trachel, and my parents are Ian Trachel and Doug Trachel.
My name is Claire Hewlin, and my parents are Phil Hewlin and Jessica Fitzpatrick.
My name is Maddie Flick, and my parents are Keith and Mindy Flick.
My name is Amanda Blueblock, and my parents are Ken and Jeff Blueblock.
My name is Morgan Horn, and my parents are Eric and Lori Horn.
That's all.
Well, thank you very much. Again, congratulations on your win. It's much appreciated.
Thank
All
you.
the hard work and effort that goes into that is a great accomplishment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that latter is well, the first part of what he said was long-winded and legalese. The latter part is what it really means. Is congratulations and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you all are more than welcome to stay here.
Yeah, we understand if you want to.
But if you want to, yeah.
They probably think they all have homework.
All right.
But they did not do this
Most likely
afternoon.
Becca has homework.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
I don't have homework, I'm senior.
I'm a senior. Thank you.
Okay, so we will quickly open the meeting for comments from citizens, and seeing that all our citizens left, we will close the comments from citizens. So next up, we have Water and Sewer Department. We have an activity report in our packet. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Next, we have the Hawk report.
This is a copy of our maintenance contract that we have. We've been doing this about 5 years. And this is for all of our analyzers in the basement. This is kind of our saving grace with DNR. We have to have 24-hour operation on the plant. Well, this actually gives downloads I think it's every 15 minutes on some of it, and some of it's every 5 minutes. But if any problems show up, it goes to the police station call-outs and everything. This is a maintenance contract that allows them to come in, redo the software if any updates need to do at no cost. If there's any breakdowns, they can ship it at no cost. And we get a break on service as far as if something does have to be replaced, or they come in and change all the chemicals in it. The hosing, which is very important on it, it has to have all the right fluid going through it to read it like it should. They have not changed price since we've started this, so it's pretty high, but for what we're getting, and I think all the 5 analyzers we got were like $30,000, so it's something we got to keep going, and it's pretty technical. Final price is $2,681. I think it's very well spent every year that we do it, and they're really good about coming up and answering questions. Randy is capable of somewhat working on these, but we don't want to overstep something and then it be left to us to have to pay for if anything doesn't get it. And he really doesn't feel 100% comfortable with some of this either. So I think it's just something we need to go ahead and do. I just wanted to bring it to your all's attention. We've been doing it. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Says that they do 4 on-site visits, and that's free.
Well, it's all, yeah.
Have they,
I'm free, it's rolled into the price.
right, well, it's 0, but for 4 visits.
Right.
Anything over that, they charge an hourly rate, or?
Actually, if there's a problem, because they're taking care of it, they'll come back in as they're going to another site. If they're coming through, they'll come in and do it. They've had to do that one time. We had one go down. They just stopped in and took care of it, no problem.
Great.
So.
Okay, so this doesn't start until after the first of the year?
It's actually, it's due December 14th,
Okay.
but I just wanted to get it, so if you do have any questions, we can talk about it. If not, I need to go ahead and send the PO in and give them to go ahead to reestablish it.
Well, I'd say that, take care of this in a regular meeting, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have any questions now, we can do that, but it is a, it is a contract now, so if you wanted the mayor to sign it, then it'd probably better to hold it over for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
So this is a renewal, we've already been doing this.
Yes,
Yes.
we've been doing it. Like I said, I think it's 5
I mean,
years now.
we
So.
probably could take care of it tonight if we want. I don't know that it doesn't need an ordinance.
As a renewal and with an existing contract, no, it would not need an ordinance per se. So, I mean, I guess it's sort of, I was going by your lead in terms of the custom. We would not absolutely have to do that. A motion from the committee would be sufficient, I believe.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You ready to go?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Next up, Water Department. Anything in water?
No, we're trying to get some valves. If the weather will stay good, I'm gonna try to get some bad valves, and I got a fire hydrant or 2 I'm gonna try to replace. Working on that.
Sewer Department.
Fixed a pretty good leak today. Had a hole develop on Bradford. It actually was a bad valve. Caulking actually broke. It's got that rubber inside on the clay tile. I don't know how long it's been in there, but it had a hole about like this right in the bottom of the ditch. And everything drained to that point, so it was a nice little siphon funnel for us to get all that rainwater, so we got it fixed. I got one more outstanding that I'm waiting on a resident to fix, and we're trying to watch those as close as we can. We're finding a few manholes I may in the future have to have those people come back up, work on a few manholes again, but I think for the price they charge, it's.
Get as many of us as we can before he raises his rates.
Yeah. So,
Okay, any other under orders?
I don't have anything.
Matt, anything?
No.
Next up, Public Works. We have an activity report in our packet. If anybody have any questions or comments?
What day are they gonna move the trash pickup to on, next Tuesday?
Wednesday?
No, just move it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How about streets, sidewalk grant update?
I wanted to report to you guys that I met with the high school district administration today. Both the principal, vice principal of the high school, and the administration went over the outline of the project. They're happy with the what we're looking at doing. Actually, after multiple different options, what we are proposing to put on the grant application is to do sidewalks. And the school's good with this, but if we put the sidewalk behind the power poles on school property, we can construct a sidewalk on the west side of the street at very low cost. It does not take care of any stormwater issues, but we can get the sidewalk, which is something of interest to the school. Especially when you consider that there's a lot of kids who shuttle to the high school and then walk home from there. We can also, in this project, put sidewalk on the east side of the street, which connects to a number of different subdivisions. The project also would have much more visible crosswalks with striping and signage. Of course, we would have to maintain the striping and the signage, but this would install at the beginning. Possibility, it's not in the original draft, but to put in maybe one of those signs that's solar powered and flashes this, because we have the zone speed just south of the high school is 40 miles an hour, comes to 30 miles an hour there. Another option would be to look at, if the board wants to look at extending the 30-mile-an-hour zone is another possibility that we could discuss, but the grant is, the due date to send it in is on the 14th, so I don't know if you guys want, we probably shouldn't act that quickly on a speed.
Yeah.
There's also a strip of land that the city owns where Bryson Drive could have been extended to Jefferson Street. By constructing a piece of sidewalk from there to Eastmont, we would make it possible for all those neighborhoods to walk directly to the high school without going into the street. Combined with a private sidewalk that connects Cobblestone Lake Estates with Emerald Drive, we would, by this way, provide sidewalk network that would connect with Cox all the way would take care of most of the residential subdivisions, with a couple of individual properties on Jefferson Street being an exception, but provide sidewalks for most of the residential, existing residential and some of the future residential properties until all the way down to Ghetto Chance. In addition, if you think about it, although it is Sidewalks to Schools grant, this would also provide a network that would allow people to walk from these neighborhoods up Jefferson to the library, to the park, or bicycle on the sidewalk. It's not ideal, but keeps them off of Jefferson Street. It would take care of some of the stormwater issues on the east side of the street. Put that it would be in a culvert underground as opposed to an open ditch.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, right now the project's somewhere, the maximum available for the project is $500,000. We do well less than half that. for this project. We have to compete with a bunch of other projects in the district, so increasing the number of people who would be served, decreasing the price, gives us the best chance of success. So that's where we're at right now. Christina Lubert and Katrina Williams, Christina Lubert from Lubert Engineering and Katrina Williams from the Mid-Missouri Regional Planning Commission have been working well together. I think we're gonna have a strong application.
I did meet with them out there on the project, and looked at it. My preference was that we do as much stormwater work as possible and put a sidewalk on top of it. But unfortunately, the grants really aren't set up to do that, and the possibility of getting a grant that would actually take care of our stormwater problems like that are probably very, very small. So rather than put in an application that we were virtually positive would be turned down, we went with something that we thought we could get.
It would be nice to do a grant like that.
Could have gotten to take something like that, but it was really a stormwater project with a sidewalk if we did it that way. And that is probably not what we would have gotten any money for. So anyway, it's proceeding. I've been reading the emails on that, so I'm a little aware of what's going on. Anything else on the streets? Next up, sanitation, landfill updates. Oh, you have a question?
I've been getting calls from people wondering why the sidewalk would be on Jefferson as opposed to Cox.
Because Jefferson Street is a more highly trafficked street than what Cox is.
The reasons, I talked to the school district that this is their higher priority. Cox Street is in there, they would be interested in getting sidewalks along Cox Street as well. So the speed limit on Cox for most of that length is 20 miles per hour. The speed limit on Jefferson is 30, and just south of this high school is 40 miles per hour. You get to lethal speeds. In other words, if a car and a pedestrian meet, somewhere around 25, 28 miles an hour, I think it is. It's been a long time since I took any traffic study classes. But and there's really no safe haven. Cox Street, there are ditches, they're not nearly as deep. So there's really just not nearly as much safe haven as there is on Jefferson Street. So that would be my answer.
Right. Jefferson Street is just, it's more traffic, and the traffic is much faster, which makes it more of a hazard than what Cox is. It's not that Cox isn't desirable also, it's just that the priority right now is for this.
Now, I'll shut it down after this. There seems to be a perception out there that there's just more people to be served by sending it down Cox.
There may be, but like you say, the traffic is both slower, and there's more room for them to get out of the way of traffic on Cox than what there is on Jefferson.
Yeah, I think a lot of Cox Street is butted up with the parking lot too.
Right, so they can
actually walk in the parking lot and not in the street.
Okay.
So
it's not that it's not desirable to do that, it's just that their priority should lean towards the most dangerous one.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, sanitation, landfill updates.
Our price increase, is that?
Well, no, I just, real quickly, ES&S is going to be up sometime this week, probably tomorrow, to do gas sampling, methane sampling at the newer old landfill.
Okay.
And the one we closed in '94. And then we also received an annual notification from DNR that the landfill that closed, and I went back and looked at my notes, but I think it's about 71.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, there is no status, no change of status on that landfill, which is good news. So it's still there, and it's no increased risk or hazard or anything.
Right. And we have a 50-year obligation to monitor that after it was closed.
I think it's 30 years.
Yeah, I think 30. I think it's 30 on the gas monitoring.
Okay.
But
then once we get to that point, they will probably change the rules.
Nobody's ever been released.
We'll have to take care of them forever.
Yes.
But in case you guys, you may not be aware of this, because I don't think mentioned at a council meeting, the rate for trash in Columbia went up to $41 a ton on October 1st. It was $32.50 3 years ago.
Then it went up to 38,
Yeah.
and then now it's at 41. So.
Unfortunately, I assume that means we will probably be looking at a price increase on our
Well,
trash.
that's, yeah, I don't want to say that yet, but it's quite possible unless we look at some other things, but I don't know. On the good note, the preliminary results from the citizen survey, garbage collection was the most well-liked service that we do.
Well, the only thing about it that I know of is that, of all of our enterprise funds, the garbage collection is the least profitable. It does break even or a little bit better, but that doesn't give us much of a margin to work with either.
Right, right, so it's, I haven't looked at, I don't want to scare anybody, but that's, yeah, the $3 per ton increase, that is definitely a possibility.
All right, next up, storm sewer.
Just had a few small drainage projects and some ditch cleans all we do. Nothing big right there.
Well, if we leave the sanitary sewer lines open, we'd have a few less of those.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's stopping up the holes, so that's, I'm gonna have to go make sure all my ditches are cleaned out now.
A lot of help. Brandon and I done.
Any other under public works? Hearing none, we will move on to the electric department, which has an activity report in our packet. Does anybody have any questions on the electric report? Consulting contract. There's a consulting contract in our packet, if anybody has read it. I did raise one question with Matt. Did you get an answer?
I did get an answer. I talked to Bob Harbour today, and he said probably should change that. And basically, what he said is that in the question that Don brought up, Councilman Alderman Gorman brought up, was that in where is it? Kind of open here. Under attachment A, where it lists 12 activities. Scroll down a little bit farther, and under compensation, the second paragraph, it says between Harbour Consulting and the city to provide additional work and payment as per item 13 above. There is no 13 above, as Scott. And so what he suggested is you just strike out item 13 above C, and the word C, in other words, as per table in attachment B. So any additional services would be by the rates in attachment B, and the rate for vehicles for 2014 is 56 cents per mile. So that would, he didn't have any objection with putting that in the contract. The more important thing is that Bob Harbour and his consulting company is a very small consulting company. We signed on with him in 2010. He is our agent in negotiating a contract for the purchasing long-term purchasing power, basically. The contract we have now with all requirements has been, has provided us with affordable power, and we haven't had to do any rates. We had a meeting in Hannibal in the middle of October, and the cities that have been involved in this contract, Marceline, ourselves, Cahokia, and then the big players, Hannibal. Plus now the city of California looking at their contract. All costs for the contract would be divided by the capacity, the amount of the demand created by each city. In other words, and we're about 13%. Hannibal's a little over half of it, and then the others he was waiting. He got today. I think he got the final numbers from California. So this is, the other option is for me to become an expert in the next couple of weeks, or next several months, or to hire sort of hire a different firm. Talked to Lynn today actually, and he thought that this is, it worked well in the past. I would recommend we move forward and at the full board of aldermen meeting, adopt this. But if you have any questions between now and then, please bring it forward.
Okay. Sounds good. They have been doing a fairly good job for us. Yeah. I don't have any complaints. Any other under electric department?
I would just mention that we recently hired a man to come on in the electric department. He'll start on November 17th. His name is Andrew Alton. Oh, yeah?
He's a good guy.
So, yeah, that's what we hear. We get that quite a bit, so we're hoping that holds true.
You've got we not only got good references from the people that he gave us, but, and this is a true story, the next guy who was the next guy to the interview came in and started the interview by saying, you know, that guy right there, Andrew Alton, he's a heck of a guy if you hire him. I've never had that happen. Wow.
What's Mr. Alton's?
Kind of shot himself in the foot.
Apprentice line.
Thank you, sir.
But he kind of shot himself in the foot.
There's certain things you don't say.
I thought it showed a lot of class by the other.
Yes, it
the other
does.
interview, but-
So,
That's
okay.
all I have. I didn't have any other.
Anything else on electric? Any other?
I was going to I had something for asking her rise.
Okay, as may arise. Ready.
Yeah. Well, I've talked with the mayor and a couple of the councilmen. I haven't contacted them. I would like you guys to keep to consider the possibility, or if you like, I'd like to get together for a brief meeting retreat on a Saturday morning or a fourth Monday coming up, particularly the 21st, which would be the November, or you don't have to tell me today, but 21st of November, I'm sorry, 22nd of November is a Saturday. The 6th of December is another possibility.
I will be out of town.
Oh, that's you're out on the 6th.
I'm a driller.
That's right. We could also, there's a 24th of November, of course that's Thanksgiving week. What I'd like to do basically is spend, in a 3-hour period, spend about an hour looking at the sort of preliminary discussion about budget priorities, maybe some time reviewing, I'd like to spend some time reviewing the recent survey and how that could affect, choices both in the budget and otherwise in terms of policy. And then I've got a couple of ideas of some other topics, including some ideas with trash service. We've got a handful of little ideas, a handful of little issues like individual pickups on commercial routes. We talked about that earlier. We would actually have to make some changes in our ordinance to charge for special pickups on commercial and possibly residential. These are things, we just got, people love the trash pickup that we have now because we do everything. So if we're gonna raise rates versus maybe charge for some of the special services, that's not necessarily gonna make everybody happy. So those are some things to review. But it also makes sense because it can be a burden on the collection people. So those are some of the ideas I have. I know that time is precious, but I think it would be a good chance to talk about at a little bit more length than a council meeting tonight.
Okay.
So just let me know.
Any other as may arise?
On November 10th, the VFW and the Friends of the well as Centralia City Cemetery. They're gonna be raising the flags for Veterans Day. It'll be between 3 and 3:15 p.m. And they will lower them on Wednesday the 12th at the same time. So they were interested or available at that time. Weather permitting, if it's pretty severe weather, they will only raise the flags in honor of those that were killed in action or missing in action. So there's over 390 flags, so they can use all the help they can get.
All right.
We did receive the plan, the application for the final plat on Cobblestone Phase 3 today.
Okay.
And also, mark the calendars, the Celebrate Centralia, and a fundraiser for Freddie on January 17th at Nick and Noah's.
Okay. Any other opening rights? Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. Sure.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Very well.